All right, so welcome. Thanks for subscribing to my newsletter. And I wanted to show you this really cool way I found just a few years ago of a great way to tune your guitar that to me is just so much better than the standard way of tuning. Like when we first start playing guitar, we all, we learn this way of tuning where we're going 5th fret, right? The next string open, of course, 4th fret on the G string. 5th fret again on the B string, right? And that's kind of the way we do it for years, and then eventually at some point we learn about harmonics, and so we start tuning this way, right? And then some people, when they get to this B string, they'll even harmonic the 4th fret of the G and the 5th fret of the B. Okay, that is not a good idea to do that, okay? And then again, 5th fret, 7th fret for that final E string, right? And, when you learn about that, you always, I know when I learned about that, I thought, I was pretty clever. And that was pretty pro, pretty pro way of tuning. But as it turns out, because of the way these instruments are tuned, or the way they're designed to what's called equal temperament tuning. So each interval is equally represented. It's an equal measure, right? But the problem is that the intervals, to get like true temperament tuning, so the intervals are actually in tune, you can't have equal spaces. They're actually mathematically incorrect, right? So without going into too much razzmatazz about equal temperament, suffice to say that the guitar, as well as all instruments really that are used at equal temperament tuning, are flawed. So they're never going to be in tune, right? And the guitar is especially frustrating. So I found a way that's a way better way of tuning, and it kind of takes into account the equal temperament. So like most guys nowadays will just get a tuner and go 12th fret or just open and tune their guitar, right? But that's going to give you the same problem. You're going to have those chords that are going to be in tune here and out of tune up here, kind of thing, right? So this way of tuning kind of is a compromise. It sort of compromises the compromise of equal temperament tuning, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't want to go on and on too much here, but the way I do it and the way I found out how to do it, I can't remember where I saw this. I wish I could remember, because I'd give a credit to whoever it was, but I can't remember. So what we do is we're going to tune our D string to a tuner, okay? So you can go 12th fret. And even before I go any farther, if you have a guitar whose intonation is out of whack, either because it hasn't been set up properly or because you got strings that you've had on there for like a year, this isn't going to make any difference whatsoever, okay? This is a super subtle thing that, if you have really sensitive ears, then you'll notice it right away. But if your guitar is, like I'm saying, if it's out of whack, then it's not going to make any difference at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is get that D on the tuner, so we're spot on, okay? And the next string we're going to tune is the G string, and we're going to fret the 7th fret here. And so we're going to go harmonic on the D, 7th fret on the G. And as you can see, that's right on the money. Okay, so now the next string we're going to tune is the B string. Okay, so now we've got two strings in tune, the D and the G. So we're again going to get the harmonic on the 12th of the D, and we're going to fret the B string at the 3rd fret. So I'll just put this out of tune, just obviously flat. Now, you could reach around and do that, but I just find that really awkward, so I just kind of find out where it is and gradually bring it up till we aren't getting any wavering at all. It's pretty good there. Now we're going to tune the E string. We're going to tune it to the harmonic on the G string. And again, it's right on the money. Okay, so now we've got D, G, B, and E are tuned, okay? So now we want to tune the A string, so we're going to hit the harmonic on the 12th fret of the A, and fret the A note on G2. And again, that's like right on the money. So if it was, just gonna, you can hear it beating there, right? Just a little bit. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we've got all 5 strings into. Now we're going to tune the low E, and to do that we're going to hit the harmonic on the low E on the 5th fret. We're going to tune to that open E string, high E string. So if this was out, this is actually the easiest one to do, because you can let that harmonic ring. See, it's we always want to go from low to high. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's it. Now I think you'll find when you play that A and the D, nothing jumps out. It kind of takes the extremes out of it, and it sort of compromises it, right? So you'll find that you're going to be way more in tune all over the neck if you use this approach. Okay, so let's just recap it. So tune your D string to a tuner, and then harmonic, 12th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G. Okay, harmonic, D string again, 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, harmonic, 12th fret G string, 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, that's 4 down. That's 4 down, 2 to go. So harmonic on the A string, 12th fret, 2nd fret G string. Okay, and then the E string, harmonic, 5th fret. Spit out there. Earlier when I said this was the easiest one, I meant the easiest one physically, because you can let it ring and do this, but actually it's the hardest one to hear. Okay, and that's all there is to it. And I really think that if you try this, and if you have a really sensitive ear, you'll notice right away that this is a huge improvement over doing harmonics. And if I now check these harmonics, it's beating a little bit, it's not bad. That one's pretty well the same. But listen to that one, see? Hopefully you can hear that. You hear that's beating, right? It's beating sharp. The G string's beating sharp there. Okay, so if you were tuning by harmonics, you'd flatten that beat or that G string, right, to compensate, but you'd be making a huge mistake, okay, because that would throw the whole thing out of whack. Okay, so that right there is the flaw of using harmonics. And for guys who like to do that, listen to that. That's beating like crazy. That one's also beating. Okay, so in my advice is forget about the harmonics, forget about ding, 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 forget about the tuner on everything. Do it this way. And you'll notice it'll be a huge difference. Okay? Okay, so that's it. Again, thanks for subscribing to the newsletter. I promise I won't inundate you with 10 million emails every 5 minutes. But I will keep you updated on what's going on with my website and with the channel. Okay? All right. We'll talk to you next time.